The first thing that I want to talk about is, of course, black-eyed peas. So if you're part of the Black American diaspora, if you are somebody who grew up with Southern roots, or if you're somebody who just is really, really into Black American culture and tradition, you probably know about black-eyed peas. These are the single most important dish to eat on New Year's Day. Eating black-eyed peas on New Year's can lead to wealth, health, and happiness in the coming year. So of course that's something I had to implement in this year's New Year dish, but I did it with a bit of a twist. Growing up, my grandma always cooked New Year's dinner, and the black-eyed peas usually had ham or sausage in it. And I don't eat any animal products now, but I did want to honor the legacy of that tradition, so I put some vegan, very delicious plant-based sausages in with the black-eyed peas. I also love things a little spicy, so I put habanero and jalapeno in with the black-eyed peas, along with onion, garlic, paprika, cumin, and garlic powder. It's super, super yummy. I love black-eyed peas. They're super delicious, and I love eating them on New Year's. It always brings me a sense of comfort. It makes me feel like I'm home. The next dish that I love to eat for New Year's is cornbread. I have been obsessed with cornbread since I was very, very young, and I loved making it completely from scratch this year by making sure to incorporate fully vegan foods, the cornbread mix that my family usually ate growing up. Unfortunately, it does have lard in it, so it's not vegan, but I made this amazing cornbread with cornmeal, flour, along with some maple syrup, jalapenos, habaneros, baking powder, salt, and melted vegan cheese. It's really, really delicious. It also has a little bit of oil in it and some almond milk, some unsweetened almond milk as well. The unsung hero of New Year's is usually collard greens in the Black community, another food that's gonna symbolize health and prosperity in the new year. However, I replaced the collard greens with kale. I do love all of my leafy greens. I do love collard greens. Kale is just what I had on hand, didn't want it to go bad, and I honestly love doing like a nice crispy kale. And I had plenty of time to make that kale nice and crispy while everything else cooked. And one New Year's tradition that I really remember growing up doing every single year was something called the wishbone. And I'm sure if you know what I'm talking about, you have been on both sides of the wishbone. You've been on the side you want to be on and the side you don't want to be on. And for those of you who don't know, this is a very not vegan tradition. It's also a tradition that really focuses on kind of a scarcity mindset instead of an abundance mindset. And so the abundance mindset that I'm introducing with this meal is that eating black-eyed peas leads to prosperity. Eating greens or collard greens leads to health and wealth and happiness. And eating cornbread leads to joy in the new year. So all of these things are really abundant, really amazing intentions to set for the new year. But the wishbone always had a loser. The wishbone always had a loser, which meant one person would get their wish and one person would not. And so the way that this worked is two people would take a bone from some animal carcass. I feel like it was often pork, RIP pigs, I'm sorry, I ate many, many of you, I'm done now. And two people would stand holding one side of the bone and the other side of the bone, and it was a bone that had this little like V shape. So two people would hold each side and then pull it apart, and you would break it apart. And the person who had the larger half of the wishbone at the end would have a prosperous new year, their wishes would come true. And if you had the smaller part of the wishbone, then basically this tradition says that you're gonna have a pretty bad year and your wishes aren't gonna come true. And obviously that is not a mindset that I like embracing, because it insinuates that there's not enough prosperity to go around. And I firmly believe that there is plenty of prosperity to go around. There is so much abundance that we can all share. and I'm so happy to share this abundant meal with you. So if you want to get this recipe, if you want my cheesy jalapeno cornbread recipe, if you want my black-eyed peas and sausage recipe, or if you want my crispy kale recipe, check out the Diaspora Vegan Meal Prep Blueprint. I've been working for years on all of my favorite recipes that are inspired by the American African diaspora or African cuisine that is absolutely packed with flavor, super delicious, and is all plant-based, with the goal of protecting the mind, body, and spirit. You can find the cookbook in the comments. I would love for you to let me know what you think. You can also get the cookbook on this QR code. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing year. I hope it's full of lots of delicious food, lots of joy, lots of abundance. Don't forget to like this video, leave me a comment on what your favorite thing to eat on New Year's is, or what your favorite meal is, and let me know if you pick up the Diaspora Vegan Meal Prep Blueprint. I'm super excited to share those recipes with you, so I really hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe and see me next time.